G'day two-wheel adventurers and welcome to the Australian Alpine region, or Victorian High Country as it's more broadly known. Now this place is paradise for all type of adventurers, but for those of us who love to explore on two wheels, this region is an absolute mecca. With stunning views everywhere you look, an abundance of wildlife, plenty of history, plenty of great camping spots, and with more tracks than you could poke a stick at, it's no wonder that this place is on all adventurers' bucket lists. It's certainly got me hooked and I'm back to check it all out once again. But this time around, things are a little bit different. We're keeping things lightweight, single cylinder bikes only and super lightweight setups, meaning that we will be carrying only the essentials on our bikes. Reason being is that we have a support vehicle on deck for this trip, which can store all of our camping gear and equipment, keeping the bikes nice and light, which will make the riding even more enjoyable. A little bit different to my previous adventures around this region, but it really will be a game changer this time around. So come along for the ride with all of us and check out the amazing Australian High Country. So before this adventure could really start, we all had to get ourselves to the meet-up point of Jindabyne, a small town on the edge of the Snowy Mountains, the perfect place to start a high country adventure. With none of us being locals to the area, it meant a bit of driving. Now along my journey, I met up with a familiar face to the channel that you all might recognise, my good mate Bryce, who joined me on my Fraser Island adventure last year. Now Bryce is on his KTM 690 and ready to put it to work on this trip once again. We both travelled down together before being joined by a couple of other mates of Bryce's. Now here we have Brandon on his awesome looking Husqvarna FE 501 that he got specifically for this trip, so I'm really keen to see how it performs. And we also have Leroy and Jess in the big Toyota Land Cruiser 79 series. Now they offered to tag along on the trip and carry all of our camping equipment, food and drinks, and it gets even better, they're going to cook for us at camp. So we pretty much only have to worry about getting on the bikes and riding each day, so we are being well looked after on this trip, that is for sure. Now the weather was not the best when we arrived into Jindabyne, but we were hopeful the next few days would be a little bit better. The next morning we were greeted with some sunshine, so things were looking up for us. We got our bikes ready, we geared ourselves up for what was going to be an awesome first day of the trip. Now day one would see us heading from Jindabyne over to the Omeo Valley, zigzagging our way along some awesome tracks with plenty of mountaintop views. Now I knew we were in for some steep terrain along the way, but I knew that myself and the other boys were up for the challenge. We topped up on fuel before we left Jindabyne and then we were off. The first challenge of the day would be the gateway into Victoria, the mighty Murray River. A pretty simple river crossing, but with the rain we had the days prior, we were unsure on what the water levels were going to look like. But I guess there's only one way to find out. So we got enough fuel, mate, or what? We're gonna make it?
We'll make it just.
Just?
If we go over in a river, we've got a floaty.
How much fuel do you have now?
17.5.
17.5. What have I got? I got 9 litre main tank, 6 litre in the bladder, so 15. A little bit less. I think Brandon will have 15 as well, so we'll be right. We'll get there. We'll push them into town if we have to. Hard to tell from here. Looks a little bit deeper than I crossed last year, but definitely doesn't look too deep from here. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. Flowing a bit more than see last time, but pretty sure if you just follow around on the right there, I'm not going to go straight through there. I think that's the deepest, but follow around that way. Should be right. Wish me luck. Holy dooly. Okay, that was deeper than I had anticipated. Wow. But we're good. So with me across, it was now time for the other boys to do the same thing. It was a little bit nerve-wracking having the first challenge of the trip being a river crossing where you could potentially drown your bike, but after seeing where I went, both Bryce and Brandon went on a little bit of a wider line where it was a bit shallower, and they made it look pretty easy in the end.
So there's our first challenge for the trip, the crossing of the Murray River. Over into Victoria now, doing Davies Plain track. Never done it before, so there we go. Ooh, another crossing. No deeper than the last one. I'm just going to go over that, around there.
Over and then to the side, yeah.
The middle's probably doable, but rather than risk it, I'll go where I can see the bottom.
Is it? You walked it last night. It's up to his nearly waist. Oh.
Whereabouts? In the middle. I'm going to go around there.
Yeah, over there. It's shallow there.
Going in first. All good. Too easy.
So we continued along Davies Plain track on our way towards Davies Plain Hut. Now the hut was only 15 kilometres away, but it was around 900 metres higher in elevation, so we were ready for the climbs to come. We passed by a four-wheel drive who'd turned around due to the track being too difficult for his vehicle, but nothing was going to stop us. We were making it through one way or another.
Yeah, you could just go to there and come up here.
Drive the centre, I don't know. I don't think it'll be too slippery.
No, I think if you go enough speed, you should be fine. Oh no. Oh no. You alright?
Yeah.
I did not think it'd be that slippery, eh?
Well, I'll give it a go.
You want to push it up or?
Nah, what do you reckon?
I don't mind, I can help you just get it to there if you want.
Ready?
Yeah, just don't spray me, that's all. Yeah. Just turn it off.
The safest way.
Yeah. I just did not think that would be so slippery. I guess Bryce's way is the way to go.
Good in the middle?
No, I thought he had it, but he got really slippery, and once it went big time, so.
As usual, the camera doesn't do this bit justice, but there was no grip to be had in the centre line that Brandon tried to do. You just fall into these deep ruts, and then it was a struggle to get going again from there. So we all chose to get the bikes up on the right hand side and just cruise around that way, just for this 50 metre section.
I wouldn't say professional. I haven't made it yet. Yes. Through snotty stuff. Nice, Brycey. I would say this track isn't the steepest. On the GoPro right now, I definitely won't show the steepness with the fisheye lens, but it's just because it's wet. It's a bit slippery. But that first bit, just couldn't really get any speed up to get going, but once you're moving here and pick the right line, generally you can get enough grip to keep going through. But if you slow down on that, your back wheel's just going to go straight in these holes. So hopefully the boys have no more dramas and we're at the top of this section in no time. Oh. Just jump it! Yeah, no one's log hopping that. It's slippery, boggy. I wonder what it was like in the middle. Yeah. Steep this one. Left looks better to me, but there's some logs there. I'll have to pick my way through. Oh, next bit looks interesting. Yeah, I thought those logs were going to be in the way, but I don't know. Do you want to try and I'll help you try and lift it over to here?
Yeah, we can get it over there, be alright. Even up onto here, be alright.
Ready? I'll lift you over more.
Yeah, more there.
I reckon over on here it's all bits more solid. There you go. Rolling back down this way. If you want to hop on it.
I'll give it a go.
Go, go, go. Done him. Yes, boys. Nice work, fellas.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I slid off track.
Yeah, I made it, I think, just further than you, and I got stuck there. Once you get over this rock in the middle, yeah, you're right. It's the hill that keeps on giving. Just send it. Stop, big girl. It's just these couple of rocks. If you get over them, it's all good. Hang on, stop. Come back a bit. Come back a little bit more. Yeah. And just give it everything. Just go and bump over this rock. Oh, you would have had that if you didn't stall. Yes. Give it the berries.
With that slippery climb out of the way, we could finally make our way to Davy's Plain Hut, a spot that I've wanted to come and visit for a while now. Now this hut was originally built back in 1939 by the Gibson family for cattlemen's use, although cattle haven't been grazed here since the 1950s. The hut was rebuilt in 1995 and remains here today as a popular spot for adventurers like us to visit. It may not look like much, but I'm sure on a cold night in the high country, this hut would be just as good as some 5-star accommodation.
What are we going to find in here? Anyone here? Anyone living in here? When was the last person here? 13th, so yesterday. Oh, sorry, not yesterday, the day before. 2 days ago. Anyway, if you come in here, you see my name, the boy's name, on the 15th of February 25. Send me a pic of it.
After soaking in the scenery around the hut, it was time to continue on. We still had plenty of ground to cover today, and the track still had some challenges waiting for us.
I was meant to go there. I stuffed it up. I was meant to go up further and then drop in and go.
Come across there, or go back down there and come back up the side.
That's what I wanted. You're right, mate? Oh, you were over it. What do you want to do? Go back to where I was and try again?
Yeah.
Oh. Nice save. Come on, Brycey. You got it, brother. Send him. Yes. Legend.
The tracks opened up for this part of the day, some nice open flowing twin tracks, as well as a short stint on some maintained dirt roads. The boys and I took full advantage and had some fun on our way to the next slower technical sections. I was taking the guys to one of the best lookout points on this side of the high country, Mount Pinnabar. Mount Pinnabar sits at almost 1800 metres above sea level and offers great views of the Snowy Mountains region. There's some steep sections to negotiate along the way, but it's well worth it.
I don't know what it'll be like, but hopefully it's all good. It's not graded, obviously. Now we begin up to Mount Anderson. Oh. there. I might put my fuel in soon, I think. I'll go up here a bit further, I might chuck it in.
Yeah.
All fueled up, mate.
Yes, mate.
Nice and cold.
Freezing.
I reckon I feel my hands. On the move again. Man, it is cold up here. But just emptied the fuel bladder into the tank. It was almost at the top. So I've probably used about 6.5–7 litres on the ride so far. But now we're going down Mount Anderson before we head over to Pinnabar. I can't really remember what this stretch was like. We'll get it done. Done it before, do it again. Oh, man, these rocks, they're just boulders. Why are they here? Get rid of them. But that hill is it's pretty real. I mean, that's, yeah, now that you get down the bottom here, these boys, sorry boys, I don't think it was that bad. But yeah, if you're going up this, that would be a pretty tough challenge. But I just went first gear on the brake and just crawled it. Getting it done. Yes boys, killing it. Brandon smoked it. But it's cool to ride a track that I know I've done the DRZ on, to be able to compare the beta. And yeah, it's been a lot easier on this thing, I would say. Weight is a very important factor. Oh. Well, nearly lost my back end in there. Yeah, weight is a massive factor when riding, and I must have bumped that. That happened. Anyway, must have just happened then. Well, down we go. How could you ever get sick of looking at that view? Snowy Mountains, huge beautiful area. Alpine National Park. Gotta love it. Deeper than I remember. Come on boys, you guys can do it. I know you can. Haven't heard Bryce yet. Hopefully he's alright. I can hear him down there. I'm gonna wait because I don't want to walk all the way down. So I've just walked back up the top from where I was. I need to help Bryce. I don't think he's getting up. He must be stuck or something, but I didn't want to walk the whole way down, so I took the pain from where I was. I'll just have to ride back down and go and see what's up. I could hear him just spinning away down there, so let's go see. Mate, what's going on?
Oh, I can't get past this one spot. Following exactly where you drove. Straight up the guts.
Up the guts here, but as soon as you get to that little corner, go to the left a little bit.
Yeah, I kept hitting the rock.
Yeah, because the middle and the right's like powder.
Yeah.
Come on, Brycey, you can do it, man. Go. He's got past where he was stuck. Think you might have it. Yes!
Look, when you got I did it?
Got it, mate.
I'm all over the place. Keep going.
You should be right with this. Whoa. I am all over the joint. Last bit, mate. Yes, we've done it. Hold on, mate. Hold on, bro. I had to go back down to him, give him a pep talk. Thanks, Mount Pinnabar. It's always a pleasure up here, but too windy today to fly the little drone around, unfortunately. I'd rather not lose it.
After spending a bit of time celebrating the win of making it up to the top of Mount Pinnabar, we eventually continued on. Now the ride down from Pinnabar was a great one, with almost 360-degree views of the Alpine region across this ridgeline track, but once the ridgeline ended, it was time to start making our way down. Now some of these sections were that steep, you couldn't stop if you wanted to. You were just along for the ride until the next erosion mound, or the descent was over.
Oh, steep.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Holy dooly. She's a steep one, boys.
But eventually we got to the bottom and we came across one final creek crossing for the day. But being late in the day, we didn't want any mishaps, so I decided to get the boots wet once more just to be safe.
See what happens. All good. It's not that deep, I just wanted to pick a line through the rocks because there's some big ones. Nice. Yeah, from this side you can see everything, but from the other side you couldn't see anything.
Where you went was optimum because you relined your wheel up and it just went straight through, no drama.
Yeah.
At this point, the day was starting to get away from us, so I was going to have to reassess what direction to take on our way to camp tonight. I did have a few other tracks picked out for the afternoon, but being tracks that I hadn't done before, and I didn't know how hard they would be or how long they would take us, I didn't want to risk being stuck out here in the dark, so unfortunately we had to skip a few tracks and take the easy roads on our way to camp. It wasn't all bad, most of these roads were still dirt roads anyway, so we had plenty of fun on the way to camp, and a little bit of rain on the way to finish the day off was nice and refreshing, but man, it made it cold on the rest of the ride back. But this right here is our camp for the night. Beautiful spot on the Midda River in the Omeo Valley. Leroy and Jess had already got there way before us and they'd set everything up, which was absolutely unreal. It was a tad cold for a swim in the river, but we opted for the warm shower instead. We are living in absolute luxury on this adventure. Coming up in part 2 of this Australian High Country adventure, we push further west into the heartland of the High Country, finding some history along the way, more iconic tracks, and a few that you've probably never heard of, but some of these were the most challenging of the trip. And you wouldn't believe it, but we came across some snowy conditions in the middle of summer. So if you don't want to miss out on any of the fun to come, be sure to get subscribed to the channel, like this video if you did enjoy it, and check out all the links below to support the channel, and support the brands that support the channel as well. Thanks so much for watching. Ride safe out there on your own two-wheel adventures, and I'll see you again right here in the High Country.